Welcome. I'm the Deadwood Jedi, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is very different from anything I usually do. Most of the time, I'm either doing an account takeover, or I'm doing a highlight of a champion, or a new build that I've come up with. This one is different. So basically, I'm in the count of Melhi today. He came to me and said, "Hey, I've got this kind of cool build that I put together. I just wanted to show it to you." I was like, "All right, that's neat, sure." I let it sit for about a week, and then I've been busy, and I finally got back to it, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "Hey, this is kind of a neat build. What's going on here?" And he's explained exactly what was happening, and it was so unique and different that I thought it would be cool to show you guys. Now, this is a manual run. This is not something that's speed tuned. It's not something I'm going to put on the website, for example. It's like, this is a build you guys can do. But what I thought this does is highlights a lot of what I preach, and that is the essence of speed tuning, making the best of what you have, using the champions that you have at your disposal and making the most of them. And that's exactly what this does, and it's kind of ingenious. Now, I don't know that I would ever recommend this particular comp to anyone, but what it did to me, and hopefully does for you guys, is open your minds up to the possibilities that this game offers. The champions, the variety that's out there, there's a lot of them that are underutilized, and I feel like, we can get more out of them if we choose to. So with that, let's go ahead and look at the champions themselves so you get an idea of what exactly we're doing here. As we go in, now, this account is a free-to-play account. It doesn't have a lot of champions. As you can tell, there's only 3 of them that are level 60 at all. That's not the point today. Today, it's not about the damage we do. It's about the coolness of what we're putting together. And this one is going to involve Sir Nicholas right here, and much like all these champions, not fully mastered, right? We have him going at 220 speed. That's the part you want to keep an eye on. We also have Kale here, going at 166 speed. We have another Kale as well. This is where all the damage is coming from, obviously, with the poisons, right? Also going at 166 speed. The other champion we're going to bring in is Paragon. And basically what we're doing is we're making an unkillable team using Paragon and Sir Nicholas. Not affinity friendly, but we're not worried about that. This clan isn't doing anything but void, so it's not a worry. Paragon's going at 181 speed right there. You can see he's only level 30, 4 stars, not fully ascended. We also have a Steadfast Marshal, who is 5 stars, but he's only level 31. He's going at 165 speed. So we're going to take these 5 champions in here, and we're going to use them. And what's brilliant, I never even thought about using Steadfast Marshal for anything, but he's got kind of a cool kit. He's got this A2 ability, puts an increased defense buff on himself, and then grants him an extra turn. And then he's got this A3 ability, which places a Veil buff on all allies except this champion. So, Steadfast Marshal is going to take the stun. And if you guys don't know, Paragon has this important skill here, places an unkillable buff and increased attack buff on a target ally, so one champion, for 2 turns. It's a 2-turn cooldown. So what's happening is essentially we've got both Paragon and Steadfast Marshal on 2-turn cooldowns, one placing Veil on everybody else, and Paragon placing unkillable on Steadfast Marshal. Well, this makes a perfect combination, right? The stun can only go to Steadfast Marshal, regardless of affinity, and Paragon's going to make him unkillable. Now, we do have to manual it because those are on basically 2-turn cooldowns, because Steadfast Marshal would burn through unkillable buffs, we have to manual it. It's not something I think that we can auto, at least not the way it's designed right now. Okay, guys, so I plugged everything into the calculator so you can get a good look at it. Now, most of the buffs are in the calculator. There are a couple that are still need to be worked and some champions that aren't fully integrated, but all of that is coming. It's just a matter of time before you get it fully done. But we have Sir Nicholas up here right at the start, places that unkillable, and it covers everybody. But you can see him and Paragon take that first turn. So it covers everybody except for Paragon here before that second AoE. That's why we have to use Sir Nicholas's shield to protect Paragon. That's kind of crucial there. And then we come through right before the stun. Steadfast Marshal places that increased defense buff, gets the extra turn, and right here is where he would place the Veil. If we put in the delay like we should, boom, right there, and 1 turn there, you can see places the increased defense, and that's where the Veil goes right there from that A3 ability. Boom. You can see Veil goes up right there. And then we have Paragon with the A2 places his unkillable. We can type that in as well. So make that unkillable. Boom. Now, Paragon does prioritize that unkillable ability. So we do have to manual this, both because Sir Nicholas prioritizes the wrong skill and Paragon prioritizes the wrong skill. However, Paragon prioritizes the right skill, it's just the cooldown is going to mess us up. So one of the things you can see is to get this to look good in the calculator, I changed the priority of Sir Nicholas. So you can see his priority, normally this is his prioritized skill, the A2. But we're actually going to prioritize the unkillable ability of his. So I just changed the priorities. I made this a higher priority, made this 3 a higher priority than his A2 skill, the shield ability, right? And by doing that, he's going to use his unkillable first. And that's how we're going to manual this run. Now, if you had like a tower, you could probably do this without any worry whatsoever. You wouldn't need to necessarily manual that part of it, at least. So as we go through here, you can see, I'll zoom back out again and switch back over. There we go. Now you can see Sir Nicholas places the unkillable right here at the end of turn 3, right before the AoEs. Again here, right before the AoEs. And again here, right before the AoEs. Pretty simple. Now, because we're manualing this, Paragon's going to use their unkillable ability. We want it to happen right after Steadfast Martial, but it's on a 2-turn cooldown. So if I wanted to simulate this in the calculator, I would, again, as I move myself over one more time, I would make his cooldown from 2 turns to 3 turns, and there you would be able to see how it works. Just put in the appropriate delay, and now all of a sudden that unkillable ability is happening at the same exact time every time. You'll also notice Steadfast Martial, I put those delays in. This extra turn, it doesn't seem to happen in the calculator the way we want it to. All I have to do is simulate the stun that's going to happen, and I up that cooldown to 2. I want to prioritize that skill, right? So I'm going to actually change the priorities here because that's the one we're going to want to use. So now I'm going to, basically because he gets stunned, it ups his cooldown, right? It doesn't allow you to cool down. So there you go. Now I have it here. Every single time it's going to happen at the right spot. That extra turn burns through an extra cooldown, and then the Veil goes up right after that. This is what it looks like in the game, and you can see it's consistent, it's steady. We have the unkillable from Paragon happening every single time right before the stun. We have the unkillable from Sir Nick happening every single time right before the AoEs, and we have Steadfast Martial placing the Veil right there before the stun as well, ensuring that he takes the stun because Veil's on everybody else. It's a pretty genius maneuver. The point is, he's using the champions he has in the best ways possible for him and his team and making this work. It's a crazy thing, and I want to share that with you guys because he's not at like a crazy end game level here. He's still pretty early in this game, so we're actually being able to see, you know, how you can use these skills, this calculator, even if you're at a very low level in the game, to do more with the clan boss. And that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of what we're trying to do with the speed tune, is maximize the skills and the abilities of our champions. Let's go ahead and jump in the run, and I want to show you guys exactly how this works. We are going to obviously manual this whole run. So I'm going to manual the beginning here so you can kind of see how it works. So we start with the unkillable there from Sir Nicholas. Everybody else is kind of just doing their A1 business, right? Paragon, I guess, in that case. Get some poisons from the Kales. Those are the damage dealers. All this is a poison composition. We're just trying to last as long as possible so the poisons can do their work, right? And then we get the shield there from Sir Nicholas. And that's going to help keep Paragon alive here as it gets a little dicey. Not very, he's only level 30, guys. And then we get some more poisons from Kales. Boom, boom. And one from Sir Nick. And here we get that extra turn and allows him to place the Veil. And there we go. Veil's on everybody else. Paragon puts that up. Done. Dunskies. Right? That's how it happens every single time. It's a pretty incredible ability. Pretty great tune here. You saw Sir Nick went first. He's going to take a double turn here. The stun comes off of Warcaster, or I'm sorry, Steadfast Martial, and here goes the unkillable ability. And we're unkillable. That's it. It's a simple tune. You do have to be on the ball as far as manualing. I've already screwed this up once trying to do this, actually a couple times. But that's pretty much it. Once you get in the flow of it, kind of continues the same way every single time. It's not a high damage composition. I am not showing this for what it can do damage-wise, potentially, but what I am showing is how we can, create a run like this, and I just think it's super, super impressive, super creative composition, very creative idea coming up with this. And I hadn't seen anything quite like it. I'm not saying this is the only person that's done this. I'm sure somebody else has come up with something similar, but it's a pretty genius idea. And I just respect it a lot because this shows us what we can do with our teams, right? That's the essence of speed tuning. That's what I love about Clan Boss, is trying to solve the puzzle, right? There's a problem. How do I get the most damage out of my team? The rules and limitations are the champions I have. How do I fix that? How do I maximize what I can do there? And that's a fun challenge. And if you like Clan Boss, you probably like that kind of a challenge. And this is a great example of how you go about solving it. And I think it's pretty darn impressive. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys today. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and probably skip towards the end of the run, and you guys can see exactly what this does for him. $10 million damage. Let me ask you guys a question. Actually, don't answer. It's a rhetorical question. How many of us were actually 4-keying Nightmare when we only had 3 level 60 champions? I know I wasn't. I was probably stuck on hard or normal, or maybe not even in a clan at that point. This is impressive, guys. This is really impressive. Smart way to use it. Those Kaels are not all booked. There's definitely no damage, raw damage coming out of anybody but Sir Nicholas. It's a very impressive team. This is brilliant. I mean, really using your champions to the maximum ability to get the maximum amount of damage that you can for where your account is huge. Obviously, there's a lot of work to be done here, but there's not a lot of champions on this account. Not a lot of great champions for sure, and so you got to use what you have. This is the essence of a free-to-play account, and because of that, that's why I wanted to show this to you guys. I thought it was going to be really impressive in that respect, and I thought that's something you guys should. That's something I thought you guys should see. Much thanks to Melhi for letting me jump on his account and check this out. This was kind of a thing where he just wanted to show me what he had done thanks to the calculator, and wasn't expecting this. I wasn't either, but I just thought this was really cool, and we're showing you guys. Most of the stuff I end up showing is really high-end game. This is something a lot lower level, but you can still see the value of speed tuning as a result of that. If you guys have really unique compositions, go ahead, leave a comment down below of what they are. I'd love to hear about them in there. I think that there's so many more possibilities out there that people are sleeping on, myself included. But, you know, thankfully with the calculator, the website, we can all kind of explore that together. That's kind of one of the things I'm looking forward to as we continue to move forward with things. Guys, catch me on Twitch. I'm there 4 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, and I alternate Fridays and Sunday, depending on whether we're going to be having a shard pull event or not. Also, don't forget to check me out on Twitter. Catch me here. Yeah, I don't know, guys. You know the drill. Subscribe, like the video. If this is the kind of stuff you want to see, let me know. I do want to do some more free-to-play kind of focused stuff, some more rare champion focused stuff with Clan Boss, so that's something I'll be looking to do in the future. But as always, it is a pleasure. Till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.